Impact after Slammiversary. We don't need to say much about Slammiversary other than it was awesome and you're glad to be a wrestling fan. Let's be honest. You're glad to be a wrestling fan after seeing Sunday. So the question's going to be, does this Impact give momentum going into Bound for Glory? It is very important for the show after the pay-per-view, no matter if it's a good one or a bad one, to really set the tone what's going to happen in the next couple of months for the next pay-per-view, which is Bound for Glory. I will say this show was very story-driven. There was a lot of story in this show. Surprising. It didn't have that many matches, but what matches we did were actually all very good. Now, the first thing I'm going to get rid of is the one thing I didn't really care to... It was the least thing I cared about. This was... And it hurts me to say this. You got Guido, Katiana, Joe Henry, and Eli Drake. I said it. I just don't like seeing Eli Drake in this situation. I don't. I'm sorry. I understand they're trying to do a triangle with Joe Blow. I'm going to call him Joe Blow, even though he's not bad. Joe Henry's not a bad wrestler. He's not a bad talent. It's just his story sucks and it blows. So Joe Blow, Katiana, and Guido. And basically you see Eli Drake giving a present. And that present has Joe and Katiana together with no Guido trying to stir the pot. It is obvious, 100%, that I see this. I could be wrong, fine. I'll be wrong. I'll eat crow. You say you're wrong, dude. I see that Guido and Eli Drake are going to be teaming up in some form of capacity. I don't want to see that. Because if they're trying to get Joe Henry over and using Katiana as his new manager, it just sucks. I'm just seeing it in that respect. You're going to have Guido being in Eli's corner, and you're going to have Katiana in Joe's corner. I don't want to see that. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's going there, and I just don't care. Now, Fallah Bahh and KM. Trying to bring the more of a mean streak out of Fallah Bahh. Does this mean they're going to turn heel? I don't know. They could be funny heels. I don't care. They could be like bad influence. If anybody remembers Kazarian and Chris Daniels, they had one of the best gimmicks I saw on Impact in years. And I wish that those two would come back and do bad influence again. They were just funny as hell. Now, if you're trying to do something with KM and Fallah Bahh in sort of a respect, I would be alright with it as long as they stay in the back, most of the time being funny, than being in the ring and do wrestling. That's just the way I see it. And like I say it again, Fallah Bahh's not a bad wrestler. KM's not a bad wrestler. Fallah Bahh, when he's booked right, from what I can tell, he can get it done. And KM could easily get it done. If they're going to team together, let them be in the back more than be in the ring. Now, Santino Marella showed up. I forgot his Antonio something. I always forget his real name, but wait, I'm kind of skipping ahead. You have a situation that makes you wonder, what are we exactly getting here? They are introducing a new wrestler, which is great, but what exactly are we getting here? Because Austin Aries opened the show. He pretty much puts over the match between him and Moose. Of course, it's going to make him look great. But this was a very good segment. Then you got Eddie Edwards coming out, and with the kendo stick that he has been presented by the Tommy Dreamer as now the new icon of hardcore violence, wipes out Austin Aries, shows that he wants the title, and Don Callis and Josh Matthews puts him over some more. I'm glad that they're not letting go of Eddie Edwards as a hardcore type of wrestler. As a crazy hardcore type that now realizes he doesn't have to deal with anybody anymore, don't have to kill anybody, just focus on the job of being a wrestler and just be nuts while doing it. Now, if they keep this up, I could honestly believe that he could become the next Tommy Dreamer. But it's still very early for me, And I still believe Sami Callihan is a much more stronger character. Now, going back to Santino. I'm sorry about Antonio. I always forget his last name. But Antonio basically shows up with a new wrestler. I didn't catch his name. But pretty much, once Austin comes out, badmouths him. And also, he badmouthed the WWE. He took some jabs at the WWE during his promo in the ring. And pretty much takes jabs at pretty much Antonio. Or, I don't know if that's his name. I keep forgetting Santino's name. I'm just forgetting. Anyway, the guy that he trained, and that Santino, now is going to get a shot at a match with Austin Aries. I don't know if it's for the title or not. He says it's for the title. Does not mean it is. The only thing I know, that it was an interesting way of bringing in a new talent and letting Santino come in as pretty much a manager for a little while. If he's a manager, I'm cool with it. Of course, he can't go in the ring anymore. He has a badly jacked neck. But if he can be a manager, he can truly help someone over. And I want to see that. And I'm happy with it. Now, let's get this done. Rebel versus Tessa Blanchard. Now, let's not get this twisted. You guys know how I feel about Tessa. I feel like there's something wrong with her. And as Andre Colville said, it is a possibility this is a work that she's giving off, being a non-selling stupid bitch. And I'm not saying that she's stupid, but just part of the character. She don't give a damn. Most people call her a stupid bitch, whatever you want to call her. Or it could be something actual. I don't know which one it is yet. Like I said, I don't know. And I want to make it very clear to any subscriber that says, he said that she's a work. No, he said it's a possible work. And you can check the comments when he said it to me. He said this could be a possible work. Now, if he knows 100% certain and leaves a message below right now saying that, dude, I just found out this is a work, then I won't say it anymore. And I'll say, you know what? I don't like the character. There's just something that's irking me about it that I just can't lock onto. Or he'll just say, it's still a question. But that's what you get. Now, when it came to the match, I am going to give credit when credit is due. And I always do my best to do that. In this match, when it came to Rebel getting offense back on Tessa, this time around she did sell it to a certain extent as a heel supposed to. And I want to make this very clear to people who think I don't get what I'm saying about her selling. She, if she's being attacked, must sell it properly. If she's going to have her head smashed into the mat, she should not be at least 3 feet up and not even touch the mat and smack the mat with her hand in front of the crowd looking like a stupid idiot. Like she does not want to do it. Sometimes you must take those bumps to make it look like it's real enough that you think there's a real fight. And if she's not willing to do that for Kiera Hogan or the person that is not one of the greatest wrestlers but is still a icon of one of the icons of the company in a Madison reign, that just shows there's an issue. But in this match, she did sell most of those moves that she was supposed to. And that's the way it's supposed to be. She's not supposed to sell everything. And I was very happy to see that she was willing to sell some of the moves that, oh my gosh, Rebel is, that woman's near my age and she is freaking flexible. In the end, she put some really rough hits on her and eventually beat her. And I gotta say this, you see Rebel in my face? That shot is $1 million shot. I'm loving it. You can see the cleavage. You love the cleavage. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now she's right there. And I'm going to say this. If Tessa does her job the way she's supposed to, I'm not saying that she needs to sell every offense that she gets. But she must sell it to make it look real. And in this case, she did. And that's one of the things that was my own pet peeve. If you're not willing to do your job as a heel or face and sell when you get your ass kicked a little bit, then you're not doing your job. Now, let's move on to the Matt Sydal. And you know what? I know I shouldn't be doing it this time, but I want to, because you already see what the title is. Matt Sydal versus Brian Cage to regain the X Division title. This was one of the best matches of the night. I think it was the best match. For me personally, it was the best match, because they did more than they did in their match at Slammiversary. Actually, they did. Now, knowing that at Slammiversary, Matt Sydal made a horrible botch. When he did that shooting star... Look, I don't know if I have the shot. I probably don't. But that shooting star press that he did, what he did wrong was simple. When you do the shooting star press, when you do the forward flip, you're supposed to jump forward and flip back. What he did, he stayed in one place and then went back. That was the wrong way, and luckily he did not break his neck and kill himself. But in this case, he didn't really botch. This was a very good match. I enjoyed this match. And I gotta say this about Matt Sydal. His promo skills have improved immensely. His mic skills have improved immensely. Before we even had this match, his vid pack was just good. I'm enjoying when he does his vid packs. I don't know how far they're going to go with him. I'm hoping they're not going to drop him after this. They're actually going to do something more with him. Just because he doesn't have the X Division title now does not mean he can't still be promoted and be used. And that's what I'm hoping for. He'll still be used. Brian Cage is still a monster, and he's going to go through whoever's next. But I'm hoping Matt Sydal will not be dropped at the wayside. Now I'm talking about the X Division. You got Ishimori, who is now part of the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I wish to say, thank you, Impact, being willing to admit that a company that's not part of your network at the moment, because you do know them most of the time, now you're allowing someone who's doing New Japan Pro Wrestling to actually be stated as someone for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Thank you. And he goes up against Petey Williams. And this is where I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, dude, why'd you say that? Well, I'm going to say it. I am glad Ishimori won. He needed to win, because we need something different. Now, I'm not saying I didn't want to see Petey Williams win in his own country. Possibly where he normally lives. Well, I don't know what province he's from. But I would like to see him win. But now that they're bringing someone in who is from the Bullet Club now, who has now become a part of the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that can bring some credibility to Impact Wrestling. And he needed to win. He needed to win. And anyway, he deserves to win, because all the other times he's been up against someone, he hasn't been winning very much. He's been drawing, or he wouldn't win at all. So I'm glad to see it. And then we got the Dempsey Hit Squad beating up on their asses. So it's a possibility that Ishimori and Petey Williams will become a tag team. Which I gotta say, if they do, we need tag teams. Right now we have LAX, we have the OGs, we have the Dempsey Hit Squad, and I'm hoping that these two will become a tag team. And maybe then we can expand beyond LAX and OGs and start having more feuds for those tag titles, because we need it. Next, you get 2 vid packs from LAX. No, 1 vid pack from the OGs. I'm getting LAX mixed up what happened with Sami Callihan, which I will get to in a few moments. But when it came to the OGs, it was done well. They got the titles. They tagged the titles. And that is what needed to be done. If you're doing something from New York, as New Yorkers, baby, once you tag a territory, either the guys who possess that territory clean that tag off with their own, or you kick their asses out and you claim that territory and you keep your tag. I'm not saying that I was ever in a gang, but that is what I've been told. You don't mess around. Once you tag a territory, either you claim it and you push everybody out, or that tag gets taken away and then they come at you. They come at you, baby. And this is what needed to be done. This was really good. But I don't know if instead of going from 5150 to 730, I don't know if that 730 is going to catch on. 5150 does catch on. But 730, I don't know. It doesn't resonate with me yet. Maybe I hear it enough, it will kick in. That's not so bad. Now, Sami Callihan. They tried to drum this up. And at first, it was okay. But it really I wasn't feeling it. Because, yeah, he got his head shaved. But what does this mean now? What are they going to be doing next? At least until I saw they were in the bathroom, a guy was talking with them. One, the guy got his leg peed on by Sami Callihan. Two, they beat the guy up, then shave his damn head. So the question's going to be, how far are they going to go with Pentagon Jr., who did have a vid pack, not a video segment, a vid pack, talking about what happened at the match. How far are they going to go next? Will they do more? Maybe they'll do a steel cage match, these two. I'm hoping they will. Give us a steel cage match with Pentagon Jr. and Sami Callihan. I don't want to see a Full Metal Mayhem match. I do not want to see that with Sami Callihan and OVE, with Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix and Phantasma. I don't want to see that. That's not what I want. I want to focus on these two. They're the ones I want to focus on. They're the ones I think would do the best job. Now, they did do a Global Force Network match of the Motor City Machine Guns and Generation Me. Now, I normally don't talk about the GWN matches that they show, but I hadn't seen them in a while, and it was nice to see it. I did enjoy it. It was like over 10 minutes, and that kind of irked me a little bit, but it was also something I am kind of glad they did because I hadn't seen it in a while. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I enjoyed it, but it was too long. A 5 to 7 minutes, okay, but you're going over 10 minutes. And I just think that's a waste, and that could be used for other talent. So I'm at odds at it. But it was nice to see it. Let's see. Anything else I'm missing? Allie had her segment with Kiera Hogan at the end. She's still Cherry Bomb. I'm glad she's Cherry Bomb. I'm glad she's not the cutesy Allie. And now she pretty much says, no matter what it takes, I'm coming after Su Yung. After what she did to Madison Rayne, did to me, and did to Rosemary. I don't care what it takes, I'm coming after her. And Kiera said that she'll be in her back. She'll not be in her back, she'll watch her back. Now, here's the thing. Su Yung, she only lets maybe 1 or 2 people work with her. And the one that was by her side in Slammiversary that went to the ring and had also wrestled before with her, I'm wondering if she's going to be allowed to talk. That's going to be a question. I don't know. But we will see eventually before, I hope, Bound for Glory. So we'll know what we'll be dealing with by Bound for Glory. That's just me. And if I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. It is time to get to this part. I am waiting for this. Scarlett, what was her name? Scarlett Bordeaux. The right way to do sexy. I don't remember. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but I'm just calling it the right way to do sexy. This woman comes out looking like a pinup girl, and she was very classy. Now, if guys or girls don't, well, guys mostly don't know this, when a woman wears a dress or negligee like that, to make sure the nips don't show, they usually put colored tape over the nipples so you can't see the business. And she made it look good. You just want to stare at it and see, can I see something? But you can't see nothing because it's taped over. Now, it was, what is it, Ashley? The girl's name is Ashley. She was the one who interviewed her, and I will say that it was a nice interview. But, oh my gosh. Once she pushed Ashley aside and spoke as the smoke of the show. What was it called? The Smoke Show. She is the Smoke Show. I understand why she calls herself the Smoke Show. She wants to be known as what? She wants to be known as the Smoke Show, and she doesn't want to have the problem of hot shame. What? I haven't heard that in a while. She doesn't want to be shamed because she's hot. So she's going to show whatever meat she wants. And then at the very end with John Cullis, and he did it so well. Once she licked, and it's in my face, once she licked that freaking mic like it was a popsicle, you hear him say, "Oh, Jesus!" He sounded like he went to church, in a black church, and said, "Oh my God, Jesus, I have the soul of you inside me, baby. I want to see how that lick goes all up my body." Yes! And that was in my face. I'm good. I don't know why I did that. That had to happen because that is how you do sexy. WWE does not know how to do sexy. They just know how to show tits and ass. But this is how you show sexy. This woman, in this one moment, showed true sex appeal. You want to just take her somewhere and rip every piece of clothing off her and just do the business. But you also want more after that. To wake up next to her and say, "How you doing, honey?" Give her a kiss on the head and get her some breakfast. That is what you want. This is what I felt from this woman in just this early showing. She has great mic skills. She has great charisma. Great body. And it just all works. But here's the question. Can she go in the ring? Or is she a manager? That's going to be a question. I believe she's going to be a wrestler. So the question is going to be, can this woman go? And I know people said that she's from ROH. And I'm so hoping she can wrestle. Because a woman that looks like that can talk that well, that can really grab you with her charisma. She's got charisma that is hotter than most women. I'm sorry. Her charisma rivals... I know. Saying that she's close to Lana is saying a lot. Because Lana has sex appeal up the ass. Sierra Vega. I keep mispronouncing. Serena Vega. I'm saying that she clearly is in their league. She knows how to talk. She has a great body. She has charisma. Now, if she can wrestle, that means she would be on the same par as Vega. Because as much as we want to say that Lana can wrestle, we haven't seen her much. So if she can be like a Rosita, Serena Vega, we got something so good, it's going to make the WWE cry because they didn't pick her up. But this is my point of view. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.